All right, what's up, guys? So it's March 27th. I took one trade today and it ended up being one loss. But today I got a good review recap video for you guys because it was definitely a good session to trade. Definitely an interesting session. Probably the most high quality session we had of the week, if you ask me. But yeah, I still took one loss and I'm going to show you guys the live from today. And I'll walk you through what really happened today. But when I'm trading this 2 entry a day challenge is I wait for a large participant setup, some call it. Basically what it really is a surge in volume, a significant amount of volume. So if you look at my cursor here, this was the volume in this case. And what you want to see is you want to see that volume leave a low volume area like this right here on the session profile. And then what you would do is you would want to see a sharp pullback into that low volume area to take a entry. In this case, it would be a short entry, play with the volume, and then obviously that's how you enter the trade, and then you would have your targets from there. But so yeah, my first and only trade of the day, I didn't see anything till this really occurred. So that volume came in right around 8:35, and you can see as soon as it comes in, it leaves this area. You can see this area of low volume where basically little transactions occurred, right? I'll make myself a little bit smaller here. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to get short anywhere in this low volume area, and I would have a full 4-point stop loss on the trade. So that's what I was waiting for. And that actually did not give me the entry that I wanted to get. And you can see how the profile developed since the volume came in. So you can see still, this is the only area I can really play off of at this moment. So I'm waiting for that, right? So as we are approaching this area, I have it, you can see by the 2 blue lines, this is where I want to enter short, right? So I have a limit order in this area. I get filled at 736.50 and I have a full 4-point stop loss. So my stop would have been at 740.50. Now, the one thing I hate about limit orders is you can get obliterated like I just did. Like, for example, we don't know for sure that price is gonna reverse here, right? And it's tough because if you set a limit order and you set a stop order, like obviously price can just run through both of them and take you out, right? And that's what happened to me in this case. That is like my one problem I have with setting limit order entries, because I want to get a precise entry. I want to get in where I'm supposed to, that lets me invalidate my thesis with a stop loss, right? But I hate when this shit happens. Like, this is what I fear. This is why I never did limit orders, because I don't fuck with putting myself in a position where it can stop me out. Like this trade, I think, stopped me out in less than a minute, or probably like less than 30 seconds. So that's the one thing I don't like about limit orders. But anyway, on top of this, what I want to say is I should have never even had my limit orders still there. And the reason why I say that is because this trade setup, what I was doing was I wanted to play short if we broke 5,740 this morning. That's what my whole thesis was based off of. So we broke 740 and I didn't really get an entry, like a good entry point to get short at. And my target, if we did break 740 and I got an entry, my target would have been 5,720, which was the gap, which was the opening gap fill from Friday to Sunday. So we fill the gap as soon as session opens. Since my target technically hit, I should have just invalidated this thesis and I should have said this trade already happened. It didn't provide me a good enough entry, but the fact that we pulled back and made it through 40 completely invalidates my thesis. So had I not limit ordered that and I just been more patient and just decided I'm gonna see what happens when we get up there, that might have been a better decision. But now this brings me to my next point. So since we reclaimed that low volume area, you see these orders that filled right here. They're kind of faint because I have my screen zoomed out a little bit and these orders are making them look very insignificant, but these offers up here filled. And you can see after they filled with some good volume, and you can see price kind of comes down below where they filled at. And that's when we broke through 5740. So after this happens, what I was telling my chat was, I actually would like to take a long now because we completely reversed off the opening move. And now I would say that anywhere from 37 to 33 would be a good place to get long. However, I did not want to take that entry because it was technically not in my plan. Like, my plan was to wait for 740 to break to get short. And this is where being like too hard-headed and not allowing yourself to adapt as much can kind of fuck you. Like, if I was allowing myself to be more flexible and adapt with the way the market was moving today, I probably would have put this long on at 37 or anywhere from 37 to 33. Really, anywhere below 33 would pretty much invalidate my trade because we have already traded in that area. So if the market wants to go back below that, then I would consider that a bearish move. But you can see here that price is starting to retrace back to where these offers filled at. Now, like I said, I wish I took it long. I wanted to take it long, and I was telling my chat, and if you were in the live stream, you probably remembered me saying that. But what stopped me from doing that was it was technically not a part of my planned for trade theses or trade setups, if you want to call them that. And had I allowed myself to be more flexible and take a long right here, because look, retraces back to where it just reclaimed where that LVN was, right? And you can see where the offers filled at. You see some bids kind of coming in right around here too. And you can see my mouse from the live session probably talking about it right now, but this was a good long opportunity in my opinion because we already sold off, we filled the gap. You can see we retraced, reclaimed the LVN, tested the offers that filled at the LVN. And then here's another one where there's a 1,000 lot order. Now, had I been in this trade at like 36, 35, I would have been targeting 5760 if I was able to really get a full trade in. But since I'm a Traderify, you can only get 12 points on 3 contracts because they have a 20% consistency rule. So to maintain that, you kind of have to just take your profits based on your P&L, I guess. But yeah, so that was what I was bummed out about today because I took one loss and then I was just very hesitant to be flexible and follow my thesis that I developed myself based off of. It was still based off of the LVN. It was just like a reclaim and hold of the LVN, which moving forward, I think I will be more open to taking those positions if they occur. Today was especially good for this setup because it was a clear fill of the weekly open gap, and then the LVN clearly filled and got retested and held. So yeah, it sucks that I didn't get to take that. I'm pretty bummed out about that, but there's nothing I can do about it. And all I can really say is that moving forward, I will probably allow myself to be more adaptable in situations that are like this. Looking back at it, since we filled the gap and since we reclaimed the low volume area, like, yeah, I didn't put in my plan that if we filled the gap and then reclaimed 740 that I would want to take it long, but it makes so much sense to be able to just come up with that one, like throw it on, and that is a high quality setup, no doubt about that. So yeah, tough ass week for me. It's just like stupid mistakes. Like, I've had trades that went 8 points in a profit that I let go red on me. So it's been a challenging week for me. I mean, I don't really know what else I can say about that. All I can do is really just learn from my errors and move on, just like always. So I'll say the main theme of this week has just been taking trades that are not my setup and being too hard-headed with my rules. Like the one trade where I was in profit like 8 points on 2 different points, there's no reason for me to let that go as a full loss. That should have been a break-even trade. And then something like today too. Like honestly, taking the loss that I took today, yeah, it pissed me off that my limit and my stop just got blown through, but I should have been able to at least catch the long after that. Like I really do believe that, because although it wasn't in my plan, that's fully a high quality trade that makes sense. So it's like, I don't know if you guys are in my Discord, but if you are, I just dropped these documents that I created, and basically it's pretty self-explanatory. Daily report card, weekly report card, and then this is like a daily procedure checklist. So if you guys want those, I'm gonna be using these now to keep myself accountable and grade myself on more performance-based factors instead of grading myself or like judging my performance off my P&L. So if you guys want access to those, hit my Discord link, and you can find them in the OFM documents section under resources. But if you guys like these videos, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.